Hello, my dear seekers. This is Carrie Baharani. Welcome back to the Healing Corner. Today, I am taking the time to say thank you. Thank you for all of you, to all the 53 or 54 subscribers. And I know you guys are family members, friend, and friend of friend. I don't know if you know the path for me to create a YouTube video, but just like all of you, if you can remember, in March 2020, that's when, at least in the USA, we realized that we had a pandemic. I was scared, I was petrified. I did not know if I would see my client again, if I would be a therapist again. I just did not know what to expect. I remember being home and calling all my clients because I had to cancel the remainder of the month. It was a bleak time, and it is still a bleak time for a lot of us. I thought, what can I do with my calling? Because as you know, guys, if you follow me, being a therapist for me is not just a job. For me, it's definitely my calling, my soul purpose. I was really depressed and very saddened. And I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to reach my client? How are we going to unpack emotions? I remember 2 weeks after that, I think it was around March 20 something, I went to bed and I dreamed about a format of YouTube. And it was in my dream, I woke up and I had to write it down. And I thought about unpacking emotions, talking about my poetry, talking about astrology, and creating a safe space because self expression for me is everything. I was bold. I did not know that I could reach another person beside my family members and my friend, my few friends. But I did it and you helped me through the process. I shared the video, you share, and the rest is history. I know we live during a time where everyone want to be a star. Everyone want to be an expert. We live in a place or in a time where everyone has something to say, rightfully so. But my intention and my goal was not to reach thousands of people or being a YouTube star. My intention and my goal was to reach one other soul outside of mine. I wanted to let whomever was going to listen to me to understand you're not alone. We all are scared. We all are dealing with different emotions, and it worked. So I am so proud of myself. I am so grateful for you guys because without you, guess what? This was not going to be possible. So the emotion of today, as you can see, is thank you 2020 next. Because I know all of us are so over this year. But in life, when we don't look for a lesson, we never learn. So I always try to live my life acknowledging the challenging time, the difficult time, but also finding teachable moments, times that I can be grateful, especially during this pandemic, even when I want to complain. I can tell you how hard for me it has been to think about my friend, my loved one, my family members who actually lost someone. I know at least 4 people that I care for and I love very much who transitioned this year. We couldn't hug the families, we couldn't hug the friends. Guess what? Because of the pandemic, I don't know if you guys has experienced loss during the pandemic. My heart goes to you. And sometimes when I think I've been heartbroken, losing those family members and friends, I keep and cannot even imagine how the daughters and the brothers and the husband and the wife are feeling because the pain might be greater than mine. So there's so much for us to be grateful for. As you can see, if you follow me, I have different videos about unpacking grief. There's actually a part 2 that I did recently, but I haven't had the chance to put it. With that said, I would like to give a shout out to Siobhan Hodge from Grails Granola. She's an amazing woman. She invited me at least twice when she created a safe space for the community to unpack grief. Hopefully, we can do that a lot more in the future. Okay? So, I'm going to bring up a little bit of astronomy and astrology, my favorite topic. And the reason why I made this video today is because I wanted to let you know that tomorrow, December 21st, is the winter solstice. But it is not only the winter solstice, it is also the great conjunction of Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, and the planet Saturn. They will meet together in the constellation of Aquarius. So please, I always say if you want to make wishes, goals, intentions, and vision for your life, pick the right time to do so. So tomorrow, don't forget to do that. Take that time to create your goals, your vision, and your intentions instead of waiting January 1st. I don't set goals in my life. Of course, I have a practice. I can set short-term or long-term goals at work. But for my life, I like to set intentions and vision. So tomorrow, an hour after sunset, please go outside where you don't have, where you have an open field. Look at the sky and search for the star that is really shiny. It's probably going to be Jupiter, and Jupiter will be with Saturn. You can see it with the naked eyes, but of course, if you have binoculars and if you have telescope, it will be even better. I am working tomorrow, but I block 1 hour so that I can go outside and see this beauty, because Saturn and Jupiter will be this close again in 800 years. Believe me, we are not going to be here. All of us will not be on this earth, right? It will probably be a new generation of other people. So they call it the Bethlehem star. So because I am an astrologist too, an astrologer, we always check and look at how the cosmology cycle meets the human cycle. If you don't believe in astrology, that's fine, right? You believe in science, which I do. You believe also in spirituality, in your own religion, in your right to self-determination, whatever that is. Please take this time to make an intention for your own life. Actually, researchers over the years have looked at how globally kind of the environment, how it changes every 20 years. That's when in the sky, Saturn and Jupiter actually always meet every 20 years. This is not astrology, this is science, this is astronomy. So let's look at some themes over the years, right? We're going to check every 20 years. I'm going to start with the 1960s. If you live in the United States, it was the civil rights era. If you live in Africa, this is when all the colonizers were actually leaving Africa. You know, after they destroy a lot of our nations, they were running away. And this is when Africa now were taking over, and we're taking actually back the nations, right? So after 1960s, let's add 20 more years, 1980s. This is when we had the HIV pandemic. Okay, and speaking of HIV, I wanted to do a video on December 1st. It was World AIDS Day. I didn't get a chance because I was working. I was very busy, but I keep praying for science to come up with a cure so that our survivors, our brothers and sisters who are living with HIV/AIDS can beat this chronic condition and live their lives. Even though we all know this is a chronic condition, but the stigma attached to it has been unbearable for many survivors. So let's check the following 20 years. It was the years of 2000. I don't know if you remember, between 1999 and 2000, we were talking about Y2K. It was the fears, how we had fears around bugs, around computers, internet, because we did not know. We are studying the 21st century. We were just confused. Look again, from 2000s to 2020. What did we have? The pandemic. So I'm just letting you know that tomorrow, the winter solstice and the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, guess what? You need to set kind of your the next 20 years of your life. So good luck to you, but good luck to us globally, politically, environmentally, spiritually, because we're going to deal with a lot of changes, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you think this is just the beginning, I think we have our next 20 years to just explore life and to do our best. I wanted to share my vision and intention. But first, I wanted to share with you two things that my client told me, right? And I have to say, these clients are very young, under 20, and I cannot believe how not just smart they are, how inspirational they are. With all my clients, when we have our therapeutic sessions, I always ask them, what is the intention for the day? So because we are closing off 2020, I ask all my clients, what is the intention, right, for next year? What is the vision? And the two clients who came up with the intention, I have to tell you, it touched my heart. And I could not believe how young but wise they are. So the first client told me, you know what, my intention for 2021 is to rebuild. I thought, how wonderful this is. All of us, we need to rebuild. We are rebuilding our dreams. We are rebuilding a life after the loss of our loved one, the loss of a job, the loss of health, the loss of a dream, a thought that we had. And when she said that, it really touched me. Another client of mine, when I asked him, what is your intention for 2021? He said, I am going to continue to stretch. Ah, I thought, how amazing are you? And when I thought about that, this is the way life is. We all are stretching. I know if you're a runner, you work out. If you don't stretch out, you're going to get hurt. This is what we're going to have to do in 2021. We're going to take baby steps. We're going to rebuild our lives. We're going to stretch, be uncomfortable, but for the sake of humanity, for the sake of our family members, for the sake of our loved one, for the sake of our dreams and hopes. So, what is my vision for 2021? I wanted to share two quotes. My favorite quote of 2021. And if you allow me, I'm going to read it for you. So the first one is a quote by a German thinker. He says, whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. How amazing. I am planning to live by this. My second favorite quote, this one actually got it online from, let me see, from Compassionate Reminders. They say, I'm going to read the quote. Normalize finding love in your 40s. Normalize discovering and chasing new dreams in your 30s. Normalize finding yourself and your purpose in your 50s. Life does not end at 25. Let's stop acting like it does. How amazing is this? So these quotes really touch my heart, and this is the way I live my life, right? With no pretense, I do my best, and what else can we ask? So my dear seekers, I don't know what is my plan for 2021 when it comes to my channel. Maybe I'm gonna have another dream, but I'm gonna come up maybe with a different format, who knows? I may continue to do that as well. And I told you I've been busy. I'm still writing my poetry book. I think I live a lot with inspiration. I go for it, but I do realize all these things demand a lot of commitment and hard work. So I'm hoping 2021 will be the day or the year where I can share some of my poetry, some of my poems in a book. So my dear seekers, this is it for me for 2020. Thank you for being part of my dreams. Thank you for walking with me, for listening to me. Of course, if you would like to share any comment, subscribe and share, please do not hesitate to do that. Okay? Let's take one deep breath, because guess what? We all need to breathe. Okay? Inhale. Exhale. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved one. Take care of your families. And I'll see you guys in 2021. Bye-bye.